Live from the Facebook Singapore studios, welcome once again to Off the Bar. This is Off the Bar, the show that gives you, the fans, a voice. And today, we're very happy to have Raihan Rahman and Hyrulnizam Juma'at with us for a match day special. Lions, of course, play their 5th game of the campaign away to Yemen tonight. So get your questions in now. This, of course, is a show for you, the fans, to let your voice be heard. We'll try to take as many of them as we can, so keep them coming. We've also got a poll running today. So when you do see it, we want to know who you think is going to win tonight. The match, of course, kicks off at 11 p.m. But before we get to the match day stuff, Raihan and Alau, thank you so much for joining us here on Off the Bar. Maybe we talk about the season that has just finished for both of y'all. Raihan, not the best of seasons, of course, for Balestier, but personally for you, it's been a tough couple of years with the ACLs. Was this year maybe about just getting back to like your match fitness and stuff?
Okay, firstly, just say thank you for having us. I think in terms of my football this year, I think everyone know that I'm not doing very well. But in terms of the injuries and stuff, it would take time. But like I say, I will do my very best next year, hopefully, to be where I am or where I used to be. Like I say, playing in a defensive role for Balestier, and it's a very tough position because you have to go in tackles and stuff. But like I say, I will do my best next year, hopefully. Yeah.
And Alau, very different thing for you this year, joining Albirex, and what was the experience like?
It's a whole different culture altogether. I mean, I've been with the Singapore clubs for the past 12 years, and going this year to a new environment, new players, new coaching staff, new people around me. It's really an eye opener, and I enjoy it very much, and I really enjoy my time being 1 year there. So I hope to continue again next year for them.
Actually, a lot of the questions that we got beforehand was asking you about the culture at Albirex and what's the difference, or what is the biggest difference between that you have found?
The biggest difference is, I think, the younger players doing more than the senior players. How the young player learn from the senior players, taking advice from the senior players, and doing extra in training. For example, training starts at 9, they will be there at 8 a.m. to set up everything, preparing the balls, make sure that the equipments are ready for training later. And after the trainings finish, then they will still do an extra training to perfect the techniques and all that. 12 p.m. that's the last part where they clear up everything. They leave after the senior players have left. So that's the main culture of a Japanese mindset you can see from them.
And Ryan, having maybe looked outside in the Albirex, do you all as players locally think we should aspire to be like them?
Yeah, I think especially the younger players, think they should learn this type of thing. When I was young and he was my senior player, I will get screwed or I will get scolded from them saying that why you not carrying this and why you not doing this. So for us, like we will instantly will follow our senior players. Like we're not gonna disrespect them or whatever. We're just gonna put and we're just gonna do our job there. Like I say, like some of the younger players do extra training. I think same like us when I was young. I do my own. Then I do like my gym work and stuff all on my own. Then like what he said last time. Like he said just now, we young players, we have to respect the senior players, and whatever they say is for the benefit for us. And now it's a whole new cycle. So yeah, but for now it's really different. So
it's a new generation.
It's a new generation. Yeah, it's a new generation. So
speaking of new generation, SEA Games obviously coming as well. We've just announced the SEA Games squad. Tough group, obviously, that we have. But
very tough.
Do you think, as you've gotten the opportunity to play with some of these guys, you played games with them, how do you think this squad stacks up?
To be honest, they have a really good squad. Now with Irfan there, Iksan, Hami, and now with 2 senior players that the 2 of them is doing really well for the club. Like Faris, Player of the Year. Tajli, doing very, very well for Warriors. And now they have to guide the under 22 to where it used to be and how it's supposed to perform at a higher level. And I feel that Faris and Tajli will do will do very well. And I think Irfan, champion for Bangkok Glass, if I'm not wrong, I think will guide them. Hopefully they will go to the semi-finals and hopefully win the first goal for Singapore.
Allow, you've had a chance to play against these guys?
Yep. I played with them before. I mean, like a few years back. They were younger, and now I hope they are now mature. And now they're in their prime, 23. Maybe some of them playing their last SEA Games. And looking at the opponents that they face coming up in this SEA Game, I think it's going to be very, very tough for them. Likes of Thailand and Indonesia and Vietnam, I think, who is really, really picking up at youth level this. And the most thing that they really need to go is the first game against Laos. They really need to get a win to keep them boasting, so that they can believe in themselves that they can go all the way to the semi-finals. Yep.
Okay, we've got some questions coming in now, guys. The first question is from Mufair. Is it difficult to keep up in a new environment? How you guys cope with the change in atmosphere and culture? I guess when you change clubs, not just for Albrecht, but even for Hougang to Balestier, how tough is it to change?
Actually, it's not really tough because you're still in Singapore and you're from. It's just the different style of play. When I was back in maybe Lion 12, then I go to Hougang, a different style of play. So when from Hougang to Balestier, it's a different style of play. So when Balestier to the under 22 is also a different style of play. So like I say, the most different in Singapore is just the style of play and what the coaches want. But in terms of Allow is different because it's like a different country.
Yeah. So
Singapore and go to Japan.
Yeah, so for me, I think it's a really, really different culture. I think at first, for the first few weeks, I think I was in a culture shock. Okay, everything that is being put there is all Japanese, and all the team talks and all the briefing is all be done in Japanese. So it's quite strange for me to hear something different in my hometown. Yeah, so fortunately for me, I think I have a translator, and my assistant coach is not bad in English. So whatever things that the head coach has addressed, the concerns, after the briefing, they will come to the Singaporean players and they will tell what are the things that need to be addressed and all that. Again, I think it's very difficult for me, but at the start, when you go to mid-season, you start to enjoy the training session, and you can see the players. At first, when I come, I was just swinging my leg left to right because they were playing very quickly. As you know, Japanese players are very technically good. I not say that Singaporeans are just good, but I think they're another level. I think where they come from Japan, where they learn all this technique and they emphasize on this technique. So when they come here, I think it's quite easy for them. It's just basics for them. Yeah.
And do you think, having now been the foreign player in this environment, has it given you a better appreciation of maybe some of the foreigners who have come to play in Singapore?
I think I think they accept me as a foreigner because it's not easy, and for me, I also think about them because they are far away from their hometown, from their families and all that. And when I go out with them, I just speak more, talk about their families and all that. It's not easy to communicate because their English are not good. So Google Translator is my savior for the day. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy it because some of the Japanese players are really, really good to me, and they are like a family to me after a year.
Yeah, to be honest, when I play for Hougang, there's one Japanese player, there is Fumiya Kogore. So it's the same. So he teach me a little bit of Japanese, and I teach him a little bit of English. And off the field, we are very, very close, even till now, even till today. I see one of the best best friend I ever had for foreign, from foreign country. So yeah.
Okay. More questions now. This one was from Mr. Lazy Down on Instagram that we got yesterday. Tell us how your coach first approached you to play for Singapore. You all have both been part of Singapore teams. And how do you feel representing Singapore? I guess, what is that process of them telling you that you've been called up? How does that work?
Me? Yeah. I think when I was, I think 18 or 20, 19, 20, I don't know, I don't really remember. But I'm not the best player. If you can ask Allah, I'm not those. like fancy player. You can see when I was young, but my work rate, my work rate, my hard work, maybe the coach will see. So when I got to know that I play for firstly under 23, then I was shocked. I also myself shocked. Then when Coach Radi called me up for the national team, I get more shocked. Like, I'm not really that good. I know myself, but maybe these coaches see it differently. So like I say, it's just shocking for me lah. Other than that, it's the same. It's just football, and it's just that you play in a much more higher level, faster pace. That's all, and more physically, combative tackles here there. Other than that, it's all good lah. Yeah.
I think we are in the Radi era.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean like at 2000 during 2008 SEA Games, I think. Sorry, not the Suzuki Cup. All right, so there's Lionel and Hassan. Then there's one more keeper that is me. So I think myself, why me? So I spoke to the head coach and all that. Why am I called up to this Suzuki Cup at this very young age? So he said that to prepare myself to see the competition level, how is it going to be the ASEAN level, because next year I'm going for SEA Games. So you're going to see some of these players are playing in SEA Games next year. So you got to look at these players before you go and compete with them. So I think it really helped me a lot. So the next year when I join them, when I play in the SEA Games, some of the players are playing in the Suzuki Cup are in the SEA Games squad. So basically we know already how they play and all that, and that's where we've done our homework, and we got third during the SEA Games. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of the national team, we of course are playing tonight against Yemen. We want you guys to tell us who you think will win as well. We've got a poll running, so please get those answers in. So this is the second game against Yemen. First game, 2-2 draw. We should have won though, but do you think having maybe outplayed them is too strong a word, but played well against them, do you think the boys will have confidence going into tonight, Raihan?
I think they will get the result today. Like I say, I know some of the players that is playing. I am very close to some of the players also. Like I say, I know that they want to win because I talk to them. I know they really want to win. Like I say, the only way for them to win now is to give their best, work hard, and their team spirit have to be very strong. They have to motivate one another, even if they are losing. And like I say, they will do their really best. That's all I want to say. Yeah.
Hello? Do you think does it make a difference knowing that maybe in the second leg or you played well, then you have confidence to get the result?
Definitely. I mean, you see how Singapore played against Yemen. I think attackingly we are very strong, very strong going forward. And playing away, I think it's not easy because of the weather and different environment and all that. I hope they stick out the same game plan as they did. Okay, they go out and attack, right? Not just to sit back and defend. And really hope that they really need the 3 points that they need today. If not, I think it'll be very difficult for them against the next 3 games, which is against Palestine, Saudi Arabia, and Uzbekistan. So 3 points is really important today to boost their confidence, rest themselves, then getting prepared themselves next year for the next qualification.
And you said like against Yemen we played a lot of good attacking football, right? And you talked to the guys. Has there been a difference now, like with Tatsuma coming in? Like, do the players see the difference, and do they feel that there is a difference?
I think you can see how they pass the ball with so many supports. I think with a Japanese coach, I think it's much more tactically and technically, and you can see they have the players. They have like Haris, they have the younger players like Hami that is doing very well for Home United. And I think that they will do very well in terms of their attacking, but now they have to focus on their defending when they have the lead, because it's very important to defend. Also, it's important to attack also. So yeah.
Do you think maybe like first couple of games at home, the Yemen game, the Palestine game, we got 4 points. But then we went to maybe that next level where Uzbek and Saudi Arabia, who are on a different level.
Yeah.
Like, do you think we're a bit naive defensively still?
I think defensively, I think it's not naive. I mean, the opposition, they have good quality up front, and maybe we need to work more on the defensive aspects. you know that they are very strong physically up front. You can see how they beat us in all their defense. So maybe you need to work more on the defensive line, on how to stop these wingers from coming in. And you know, Coach Tatsuma, as a Japanese coach, he's really done his homework well, and he wants to play attractive football for the fans to see. You know that for the past few games, I think we can see that Singapore are really going forward and really making chances for the team to score. But I think that's again the back line needs to work again with Tatsuma and with the team to make sure that they don't concede like this kind of goals for the next few games, because very, very vital for the next few games. Yep.
And it's not just like the defense, right? As in, the team needs to defend, right?
Yeah, correct.
How does that?
Like now it's very difficult. Sometimes it's easy to go forward, but when you lose the ball and you want to go back, it takes a lot of energy to do that. It really, really takes a lot of energy to do that. And for players like attacking players especially, they don't really defend. You can see all attacking players, but they have to have that mindset when you lose the ball. It's either you go and press straight, or you just go back to your position to help the help the defenders. I mean, so they have to work really, really hard in terms of attacking and defensive. Yeah. Yeah.
For me, I think it's simple, straightforward. I mean, like they need to work together as a team again for this. We take one game at a time first, Yemen. So we get the 3 points here. We regroup again, and then we focus on the next game. Yep.
As a keeper, though, as in, is it hard for you to like? Are you a vocal keeper? Do you shout a lot at your defense?
Yeah, I mean, I do, especially when they are further away, and I think it's very important to let your defenders know where the attackers is, because then after that, when the ball's coming back to the thing, I just kept quiet to just focus on the ball. But in terms of vocal, I think, yeah, quite vocal. So yeah,
very vocal.
And but this Singapore team has good leaders, right? As in, you've got Haris, you've got Safwan, like, and is that important? Like, do you think it's a good blend now of youth and experience in this squad?
Yeah, I feel now the team is very, very balanced. It's like when they won the Suzuki Cup, I think, and they have a lot of senior players mixed with younger players. That will be like Shadan, I think at that point of time, Shadan, Safwan, and now is the opposite way. So now Safwan, Haris is all the senior players, and now they have Hami, Irfan, Iksan, and I think they can do very well today. Like I say, I hope they will win. Yeah. So.
And okay, sorry, we got a question from a Facebook fan named Madhu McIntosh. Mr. Raihan Rahman, what do you like to do in your free time?
What I like to do in my free time? Now I like to spend time with my wife. That's all. Yeah.
Back to the game. So,
Hi Madhu.
Two key players will be missing for this game tonight. I think Faris isn't around. What are your takes on this, or what are your thoughts on this? Or do you think we have enough depth in the Singapore side now to?
I think Shawwal.
Yeah, Shawwal is missing.
I think Shawwal is missing.
Right, he's injured.
Oh. I think there is depth. I think there's depth. I think you can push Nazrul to play right mid. You can put Iksan. Then now you have Nizam. Now Nizam is in the team. I'm very happy for him. Now you can put Iksan on the right. You can put Nizam up front. You still have depth. They have a lot of depth, I think. Yeah.
For me, I think for attacking wise, if Faris not there, maybe Sahil, who's just called up from Tatsuma. I think he has done well for Warriors. You can see that he's terrorizing the wingers and all that. I think he will fill up a great role. And Faris Farhan also has been called up recently. So I think for attacking wise, I think we need to worry, because we have good wingers with good depth, and all the players that have been called up by Tatsuma is really performing at the SPL level.
And do you think it's important that he's come in and you see he's called up? Like Hafiz Noor wasn't in the team for quite a while, and he's been called up now. Sahil and Nizam. And do you think it's good as well for players playing that if I perform, I have a chance?
Yeah, it's very nice to see players that performing and get called up. especially like Sahil, Nizam, especially these two. I feel that Nizam been working very very hard. You can see that he is having problem in terms of injury and stuff. But when he get a chance to play, you can see his quality. He's been scoring. He's been assisting. He's been working so hard. Like I said, I'm very happy for him. He's with the national team right now. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I think what for these guys is their consistency during the SPL. 1 year in SPL. Coach, I think, doesn't see whether you play good for one game. They want to see how you play in the next 4 or 5 games. That's the most important thing. If you can do this for the 4 or 5 games, I think for the next 6 games will be very easy. So
Yeah.
the level of consistency from these players is very important. So that's why when a national team players called up to see, okay, why does Sahil being called up? Because he's been performing really well for the
Yeah.
past 5 or 6 games for the Warriors, knowing that the situation is like that, and he still did well. So that's why Coach Tatsuma really called him up, and he really deserved a chance.
Yes.
And you know, people always talk about the step up in level, right? Like, and how far is it? Like when did you all know, like, oh, this is a different ball game now when we're a national team? Like, was there a specific game, or is it really that different from like an SPL
I
match?
think my I think my experience in terms of the difference with the national team was against Malaysia. I think when we played at Shah Alam or Bukit Jalil, when I playing right back and my opponent was Kunalan. He was killing me, man. He killing me. And then second half I was like telling myself, bro, this is crazy. This is really really crazy. It's a different level. It's really really. You can perform very well in SPL, but when you come to play against like the national team, it's totally very different. It's like I say, it's very fast.
Yep.
It's very physical,
Exactly.
and it's very competitive. It's really competitive. And when they go in for tackle, it's not like half-hearted. They will really go all out. It's either you get injured or he get injured. It's either one.
Yeah, you're competing with the best actually. I mean, like when you play, especially against, like, for example, like Thailand, you're facing the best in your country. So they're gonna give you problems, and you are representing one of the best in the country. So they don't want to lose face, and we don't want to lose face. So that's why they have to they play what do you call, very very well, and they go in hard as tackles, and especially playing against Malaysia, I think they don't want to lose face against losing against Singapore. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I mean, you're playing in the national level, you're playing against one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
So it's a different ball game altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, next question from Shekang Zhang. I think this is quite a cool question. Most underrated player in the national team, in your opinion? Raihan first?
Most underrated team player. Most underrated. I don't know. You go first.
I mean, like, I think for underrated, I think I would say the what do you call, it's difficult to say because everyone played a part in that thing, and maybe I would say Hafiz. No, yep, you can see he's doing well in club level and all that, but when he played in country, I think you can see he really goes forward and not afraid to take on man and all that, and it's in the spotlight where what do you call, recently, what do you call, he's a late bloomer. So I think he really to me is an underrated
I
player.
think there's two.
Yeah.
I think I can think of two players. One is Nazrul, and the other one is Irwan Shah. Yeah, these two. I feel personally, I think these two are really underrated.
Irwan Shah is very
Very quiet. Yeah.
But on the pitch, like, what does he give to the team?
You can see a different side of him when he played for Tampines. This year, you can see a totally different side of him. He can attack, he can defend, and now he goes in to the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Suddenly this wait, who's this guy coming on from the
Yeah.
middle? Yeah.
so all of a sudden he now in the middle.
And he scores goals as well.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 or 3
So-
goals.
So it's like it's a really different dimension, and the way he play is totally different. Like I say, this year you can see that he is totally different player, and Nazrul also. Like I think I don't know how many assists he had. I think player of the year. Player of
He was in the team of the year.
team
yeah.
of the year. Both of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nazrul, like, Nazrul is very quiet. I think he is quite underrated in the sense that people maybe forget about him because he's not flashy, but like that pace, I'm sure is very important at international level.
Yeah,
How is he And he can get forward and defend as well.
Yep.
And y'all would have played with him when he was a winger, right?
Yes.
How is he adapted to his role more as a fullback?
I don't know who changed him to right back. I think Radi changed him to right back when we played for Young Lions. So because I was at right back, yeah. So when he swapped, I think he do a very very better job than me, because he's fast, he can defend, he can cross, he can score. What else can you do? And he can hit the ball even if he's that height.
Yeah.
I say so. Like I say, I'm not embarrassed to say someone is better than me. Yeah, that is the truth. He is better. Yeah.
So for me, I think it's an added advantage if you have this kind of versatile players.
Yeah.
Not only he can play fullback, he can play in the wingers and the midfield. So as a coach, I think if I have this kind of player, I'll be very happy to have someone in this team. Yep.
Yeah.
And how important is pace at the international level? Like, do you think that is something that really helps the team, like an advantage, or do you think that tactically, like say Shadan's not the quickest, but he's got quick mind,
Yes.
so how does that work?
I think and as you go higher in the stage, pace is very important. As you can see, balls traveling fast and all that, and players who can see that they're running up and down as fast as they could, especially when teams who have a good counter-attacking moments. So these are the things that pace play a part. Or I can see like teams like Manchester City and Liverpool, where they counter press and all that. It's really, really quick, and that's where you win games in this kind of moment. Yeah.
How about Arsenal?
Don't talk about Arsenal. Okay. All right. We are in a bad situation right now.
I was waiting for you to say that. It's not so I say for
I'm
you.
only top of the table in the EPL right now.
Okay. Talking about pace, and actually you mentioned Aaron and Nazrul. It's quite interesting. Like, are the fullbacks now, like you see Liverpool, right? Like the fullbacks are probably the key. So how has that changed and adapted in the modern game now that fullbacks are so crucial to teams?
Like you can see, we go with Irwan Shah first. You can see how he helped the team in terms of defensive. He think Tampines now they are playing like 3-5-2 or 4-4-2 or I don't know. But all of a sudden Irwan Shah can go. He know when to go up and when to go down. So it's the same like Man City for Walker. He know when to go up, he know when to go down, he know when to go inside. So for Nazrul, instantly, he is always going forward. Always, all the time. And when he go forward, you know that he can give you a good crosses. So now for players like in the middle, you know where to give or when to give. Because if you have Nazrul, example on the right, there's no need for you to like aim when to pass or where to pass. You can just give, and he can make bad ball turn to a good ball. So when you have that type of player, that type of pace, it's very easy for player in the middle, like myself playing in the middle, or for goalkeeper to give long ball straight. So yeah.
Yeah, for example, in like this modern game, all right. So you can see teams like overseas teams are spending more on goalkeepers, fullbacks.
Yeah.
So these are the added advantage for a team, because if you have numbers going forward, we can win you games. And goalkeeper, if you have a good kick, or you can play up from the back. And for example, like Ederson, Alisson, who are very good, comfortable in the feet, and they can give good distribution to the side. That is where teams win most of the times. Yeah.
Have you actually felt pressure now as a keeper that you have to be good with your feet?
Of course.
But
Yes,
I think your distribution has been quite good.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, like at first when I first started playing, I'm just being a reactive goalkeeper, where you just pump the ball and to Rozak and let everyone him to chase. But now it's a different ball game where you need to start at the back. Yep.
Okay, we've got last question, and this one I'm going to put you all on the spot. Who will win tonight, Yemen or Singapore? And how do you think the game's going to go?
I think Singapore 2-1. Yeah.
Hey, Singapore clean sheet 2-0.
Wow, well, you heard it here first. Very confident from these two boys. Thank you so much for joining us here, Raihan and Alau. Thank you so much as well for all your questions. This has been Off the Bar.